What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. We're going to recap the semifinals of the World Juniors from last night. Both games were absolutely outstanding. The first game I thought was, I was like, wow, it's going to be the best game of the tournament. And then it turned out it couldn't come close to the second game. Obviously, Sweden got the big double of Finland in the shootout, coming back from a 2-0 deficit to beat the Finns. I'm really impressed with Joel Armia of Finland, Buffalo Sabres first round pick. Really got some great upside, good sized kid, and he's got all the intangibles. He's really going to be a great player in Buffalo for years to come, to add to their talented young forwards as it is. But Max Freeberg, the Anaheim Ducks had a 2-point game, an Anaheim Ducks draft pick, for Sweden. Hopefully he helps turn Anaheim around in a few years for his offensive prowess. And Michael Granlund, who I had as a breakout player in the tournament, ended up missing pretty badly in the shootout and didn't get a shot off in the shootout. And obviously Sweden went on to win the game. It was a tough loss for Finland, but at any rate, Sweden lost to the U.S. in the bronze medal game last year, so they're going to look for gold this year. They're gunning for it, and they're going to be going up against a very, very, very talented Russian team that beat Canada 6-5. And you look at the score and say, wow, that must have been a good game. Good game, doesn't come close to how great of a hockey game it was. That first period, they were going at each other, and I loved it. Canada and Russia are huge international rivals. I like to think the U.S. is a great rivalry with both teams, but when I think back to the '72 Summit Series, when I was like 13, my dad got me a box DVD of all 8 games of that series. And I'll never forget watching. I've watched every game from that series. It was just amazing. NBC did a great thing on that series, and those two countries have had remarkable wars in the game of hockey, and it's awesome to watch. See, the North American and the European styles go head to head because they're the preeminent teams from both continents perennially. But the thing with the Russians is they turn it on and off. The Russians are notoriously inconsistent at all levels, especially if they don't give a shit. They don't try, and that's what it was last year in the gold medal games. They didn't try the first 2 periods. It looked like Canada's running them out of the building, and they turned it on and scored 4 unanswered in the third and won the game. So, it's the nature of the beast. But anyway, Russia goes up 5-1 early, but it has a 5-1 lead going into the third period. It's 5-1 in the third. It ends up becoming 6-1 in the third after. Yeah, so anyway, I fucked that stat up. At any rate, Canada puts up 4 unanswered in the span of over 5 minutes and makes the last 4 minutes of that game just riveting. Kuznetsov for the how the fuck do you pronounce it again? Evgeny Kuznetsov. These Russian names. I get shot of their smile. Great line of miracle. I don't know how to describe how good this kid was. He was just on another planet. He was just deked Wedgwood out of 1 goal. Just freaking his jock was on the rafters. That's for damn sure. And he's Washington Capitals first round pick. Had 4 points in the game, and he had 9 points against Latvia, which really isn't saying much because it's Latvia, but. The kid was outstanding. I don't know how else to describe it. Yakupov had 3 assists. He's definitely going to be the number 1 overall pick. From the young, talented forward of the Sarnius thing, he's amazing. They had a lot of chemistry off each other. I liked what I saw from Koklachev. Is that how you pronounce it? The Bruins' first round pick, Koklachev. Koko from the Windsor Spitfires. He played a great game. It's actually funny. Dougie Hamilton, who also scored for the Canadians, laid him out, and they were both obviously Bruins picks this past draft. Dougie was a first and Coco was a second. It was kind of funny to see Dougie lay him out. They're going to be teammates someday in Boston. They got to get along a little better than that. And it's good to see Dougie score. Him and Brett Connolly are probably my 2 favorite players in the tournament because they're the 2 best young prospects for my 2 favorite teams, the Bruins and obviously Tampa Bay Lightning. And it was great. They both had great tournaments. It's too bad they'll be playing for gold, but bronze medal game against Finland is nothing to shake a stick at. Connolly sniped on the first goal. Just an absolute snipe short side. I really like it. He's scored every goal so far in Canada, and as a Lightning fan, I'm really happy to see the confidence he has in shooting the puck. It's been, him and Devontae Smith-Pelly, the since injured Devontae Smith-Pelly, were the only 2 NHL players on the roster for Team Canada. And, his confidence really didn't look too great his last couple of games with the Bolts before he shipped out to Alberta. But he's really been awesome this whole tournament. Plays a great physical game. He got away with a penalty and a half in the third period, down 4 goals, and Ray Ferraro made it sound like he didn't do anything wrong, but it was definitely a penalty. And that was the other thing in the third period was the refs were so biased towards the Canadians. I'm telling you, it was just the Canes running them out of the building. Boone Jenner got run by one of the Rusky defensemen and then speared him and got tossed out of the game. That was that was kind of a turning point. That really lit the fire on the Canadians at that point because the Canadians had to kill off the 5-minute penalty, and then it was a 3-minute power play because the Russian got I think for roughing charge, and was anything you could have called it for interference. But Jenner just got up and spared the kid. It was kind of, you don't want to see that at any level because I mean you're talking a totally unprotected area in your tummy, and all those organs are exposed, your spleen, liver, all that shit. Well, in my case, it wouldn't matter. My liver is pretty much fucked. But you know, what other standout performances did we see? I liked what I saw from Jaden Schwartz. Definitely played a great game along the boards. He's so deft and skilled offensively. Just stick handle, go up and down like it was nothing, no big deal. He's really going to be a great player for the St. Louis Blues going forward. And he had a great game against BC in the NCAA last year. He's really a great player that's started the NCAA level at a young age. Dougie Gallagher for the Vancouver Giants, a good player. Gormley scored in a great wrist shot, definitely an NHL level wrist shot. He's got a great future. It's too bad he fell in the draft a couple years ago. He's too good of a player, and he'll definitely be a standout defenseman for the Phoenix Coyotes or wherever they play in a couple years. You never know with them. What else can I take from the game? I mean, had they come back from down 5 goals, that would have been, I think, one of the most monumental occasions in the history of international hockey, especially at the junior level. As we all know, a couple years ago, the Jordan Eberle goal, 5 seconds left to send Canada to overtime, and ultimately the gold medal game was awesome. Remember that play? Ryan Ellis kept it in, went along the boards, it just came in front. Jordan Eberle is one of those players that was just born for the big stage, and the next year he showed that against the U.S., putting up 2 goals in the last 3 minutes to get Canada to overtime by himself, and obviously Canada lost the game on that John Carlson goal, but that was outstanding. That he's probably one of Canada's best all-time players of the World Juniors, and I'm very curious. I have just seen him star there. It's great to see him star with the Oilers. He's really a very talented, deftly skilled offensive player. But Sweden and Russia for the gold rematch of the I think Sweden got the dub for 5-4 or 4-3, and on Saturday. So it's going to be a rematch of that game, and I think I'll defend if the Russians show up to play because they kind of shut it down in the third period. Obviously the rest, like I said, didn't help them. But if Russia shows up and plays the way they're capable of offensively, no matter how good Sweden's goaltending is, they're going to put 5 goals on the board. They're just too skilled offensively to keep off the stat sheet. They are outstanding the way they can pass the puck, shoot the puck, deke you out of the building, and they're really a very, very... And the Eurotrash shit. Sweden is always one of my favorite European teams because they play the game right. Peter Forsberg's a perfect example of that. That guy that played hard and played with a lot of skill. But I really think the gold medal's Russia's to lose. I think they're gonna go back to back, and I'm rooting. It's just something about the Russians I really don't like, and I think that's the bias from my parents who brought me up to say you don't play Eurotrash hockey. But like I said, it's Eurotrash, and Sweden's one country that really doesn't do it. But I'm really excited to watch the two teams go head-to-head for the gold. It's too bad Team USA didn't make the medal round. I obviously was rooting hard for the boys, but it wasn't meant to be. And, I think it's going to be a great game and great for the TV ratings across Canada. That's it for the Power Play with CJ. Semi-final recap. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout hockey season.